Sharing. Honestly, I always say I think it might be the worst word in the parenting dictionary. It sounds so simple, but it's loaded with moral dilemmas. We want our kids to be kind, to include others, and to be generous. But we also want them to have boundaries, to feel safe, to know that they don't have to hand over their stuff just because someone else asked for it. And let's be honest, nothing tests this more than a play date or being at the park when another child marches over to yours and says, "Can I have that now?" And you're standing there thinking, do I make them share? Do I let them keep it? Do I step in, stay out? Am I raising a selfish child if I don't make them share? It's a total parenting minefield. In this video, I'm going to show you how to teach your child to share without forcing it so they grow up kind and confident. Here's the thing about sharing. It's not just about toys, it's deeper than that. It's about boundaries, respect, patience, kindness, all the things we want for our kids long term. But these things don't come from insisting that a child hand something over on demand. Sharing is learned, not forced. And like every other skill, it takes time, practice, and the right kind of support from us. Young children, especially toddlers and preschoolers, are wired to own things. It gives them a sense of control in a world where they don't get to control very much. That's why grabbing a toy out of their hands and saying, "We need to share," often backfires. It doesn't teach generosity, it teaches them that adults will override their needs. And what's really interesting from a brain development point of view is that the parts of the brain responsible for empathy, patience, and managing big feelings are still under construction in early childhood. So what's our job? It's not to force kindness in the moment. It's to model it, teach it, and create an environment where our kids learn that generosity feels good because it comes from choice, not pressure. Now look, we've all done this. It's almost automatic as a parent. Your child is playing happily, another child comes over, and before you know it, you're saying, "Come on, you need to share," or "Don't be selfish, let them have a turn." And I get it. It's what we think we should say, because that's what most of us grew up hearing. But here's the problem. When we make our child share in the moment, especially if they're deeply engaged in play, we're sending a message. Your needs aren't as important as someone else's. It teaches them that anyone can come along, ask for something, and they have to give it up, even if they're not ready. And over time, that doesn't build generosity, it builds resentment. It can even lead to kids hoarding toys or avoiding playing with things altogether because they're worried it will just get taken away. Sharing is about building skills like patience, turn-taking, empathy, and respect for everyone's boundaries, theirs included. So let's talk about what doesn't help. Forcing a child to hand something over because it's polite. This teaches compliance, not kindness. Saying things like, "Don't be mean," that attaches shame to a perfectly normal developmental response. Insisting a child share something they've just received, like a birthday present. Imagine getting a brand new gift and being told, "Now go give it to someone else to use." It's no wonder kids get protective. It's not a lack of generosity, it's a need for security. And then there's the classic. You've had it long enough, it's their turn now. But here's the thing, who decides how long is long enough? And what are we really teaching if we always prioritise the person who wants something over the person who has it? What we end up with is a child who feels like their boundaries don't matter, and another child who thinks that they can get just whatever they want just by demanding it. That's not sharing, that's adult-enforced redistribution. So if forcing sharing doesn't work, what does? Well, teaching skills over time, so your child learns to balance kindness with healthy boundaries. Here are 4 things I recommend. One of the simplest but most powerful things you can teach is, "You can have it when I'm done." It's respectful, it gives your child ownership of their things, but it also sets the expectation that they will hand it over when they're ready. And for the child waiting, you can say, "It's hard to wait when you really want something, but they'll let you know when they're done." It helps both children develop patience and learn that waiting is part of life. You can also set expectations ahead of time, especially with things like birthday presents or treasured toys. Before a playdate or party, you might say, "This is your special new toy. It's okay if you want to keep it away today and not share it just yet." That way they don't feel ambushed in the moment, and you avoid meltdowns because they know what's expected. Kids are always watching us. When you share a snack, lend a hand, or take turns, narrate it in a calm, low-pressure way. I'm happy to share this with you because I'm finished with it. I know it feels good when people let me have a turn, so I like to do that too. That's the stuff that sticks. Modelling generosity. Remember, it's hard to wait and it's hard to let go of something you love. Say things like, "You're not ready to give it up yet, and that's okay. It's really hard to wait. I know." This teaches empathy and emotional regulation, which is what sharing is really all about. This is exactly the kind of thing I go deeper into in my Empowered Parent Blueprint free course, because raising kind, emotionally healthy kids doesn't happen in the heat of a playground squabble. It happens in the little everyday moments at home, where you teach skills, respect boundaries, and model kindness yourself. So when do you step in? And when do you let kids figure it out for themselves? Here's a good rule of thumb. If it's safe, emotionally and physically, hang back. Give your child space to practice using the language you've taught them. When I'm done, you can have a turn. Often kids sort things out when they've got the tools and trust from us to do it. But if things are getting heated, if there's grabbing, shouting, tears, or rising frustration, that's your moment to step in gently and coach through it. Not to punish, not to shame, but to guide. Say things like, "Looks like we need some help figuring this out. I'm going to help keep everyone safe and calm while we work this out." Remember, you're not rescuing them from hard feelings, you're teaching them how to handle hard feelings. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Sharing isn't about forcing your child to give things up to keep the peace. It's about teaching them how to balance kindness with boundaries. Because true generosity, the kind that lasts, comes from feeling safe, respected, and in control of their own things. Our job isn't to demand instant sharing. It's to guide them over time to become children who want to share because they know how it feels to be seen, to be respected, and to trust that their needs matter too. You've got this, and your child will get there in their own time with your support.